Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I thought that I would start a little playlist of videos to help people be the happiest and healthiest versions of themselves, to basically get in on that happiness loop that I was talking about in my previous video, in my first ever video. I just want to help people. So, this might be useful, this might not be, but I thought I would do a weekly short video so that you're not sitting there for hours. Just like 5-10 minutes of me talking about a certain subject that I think affects people's mood and that, you know, if we take some time to think about, might help us be happier and healthier. Intro. Because this is the first one, I just want to say that this is not me telling you that you have to be happy all the time. That is impossible. You cannot be happy all the time, even though you think that other people might be, they're not. And actually it's good not to be okay all the time. It's okay not to be okay. For a few reasons. One, it makes you when you're down, you appreciate the good times. Secondly, it sometimes is a warning. You know, sometimes your body's trying to tell you something. So, for instance, it could be, you know, you're feeling down. Maybe you're getting a cold. You're overstressed. You're run down. Whatever it is. For instance, I don't know if this is just a me thing. When the weather changes drastically and the air pressure changes, I get like really foggy and like mind, not just like really foggy, what is it? Like as in my mind just gets really foggy, I find it really hard. My dad gets the same thing, so I don't know if that's like a genetic thing or maybe he's just said it so many times that I now believe that that's what I get. I don't know, maybe I'm just making excuses for those days. There's a whole load of reasons why you might be feeling down. And so I'm just going to try and touch upon a few things that I think might help you in those moments and to hopefully reduce those moments as much as possible and to kind of see them as a positive. And that's why I thought I would do the first one as positive mindset. We are not able to control every situation in life. You know, you cannot control what happens to you a lot of the time, but you can control the way you perceive it, the way you choose to look at that situation. So that's why we get these, you know, pessimistic view and optimism, like, you know, it's how people interpret that. You know, there's the people that always try and find the positive in things and there's people that try and, you know, just dwell on the negative. So I want to try and help you, if you think you're someone who always dwells on the negative, to try and switch and be one of the people that can, you know, be happy for the small, maybe it's just like one small positive, but at least if we can find that one small positive, then there's a positive. A lot of the time, the negative thoughts we're having aren't even, like, I don't want to say real because obviously they are real, but as in they're based on scenarios that haven't even happened and that might never happen. You know, it's like a what if this thing happened, and that's the bit that stresses us out, that's the bit that makes us feel down. And half the time, probably more than half the time, these things don't come true, and so we end up like stressing and dwelling and feeling down about something that hasn't even happened. So it's all about kind of thinking, well, instead of thinking, what if this goes terribly wrong, for instance, you know, starting a YouTube channel and everyone hates me, I could go, well, you know, maybe I'll start it, some people will like love it, and I will be able to help some people, and they might, you know, reach out and I might make some new friends. Can you see? So like the same situation is happening, but I am thinking about it in a different way. That brings me on to something that I live my life by, and I always have, and it's like I'll call it a life motto. I don't know if everyone has a life motto, I just like the idea of having a life motto. So when I was young, my mom just like, you know, would read us loads of children's books, and one of them resonated with me massively, to the point that actually I was talking to my brother about it years later, and he got it for my Christmas present, and I broke down massively because it is literally what I live my life by, and I obviously hadn't seen the book since I was a child, so that was best birthday present ever, Christmas present, sorry. And so basically the book is, and I know it's like me quoting a children's book is a bit ridiculous, but hear me out. So it could have been worse, right? And basically the story goes that this mouse is trying to get home, and each time he tries to get like home, he like trips up and like just like falls in some thorns, and is like, this is like honestly the worst day ever. But then like the other shot, it like pans out, and the other shot is like, well, as he tripped, there was like an eagle coming down, and the eagle was obviously gonna eat the mouse. So he's obviously seeing the negative. He didn't know that this eagle's like trying to eat him. He just goes, God, I've tripped, I've fallen, and like this is horrible. And so basically it just keeps on going like that. Like, you know, he nearly dies a million times in this book. Like every page is a new like thing that goes wrong. And it's basically one of those days that I imagine, you know, imagine you just get up and everything that day is just going wrong after wrong after wrong. You know, like you're being really clumsy and you drop your tea and all this. And it's basically just saying like, it could have been worse. You know, there is always something that could have gone way worse. For me especially, like this has helped me because it means that every time something that I think is massive, like you know, ending up in hospital and breaking my leg and being in a cast and not being able to train, which was my hobby and still is, meant that I would feel really down about it. But if you think, well, it could have been worse. You know, I could have broken both my legs, or it could have been, you know, I could have been out for months rather than weeks, or, you know, it could have been, you know, anything could have happened. If you apply that to most things, I haven't been able to find something, you know, maybe you guys will like comment something and be like, well, what about this situation? That definitely couldn't be worse. I'm sure there is probably something out there. If we start to think more positively, then we're obviously, you know, you're going to end up influencing that happiness loop. You know, your mental health is going to be more positive, therefore you're going to be happier. And therefore, if you're happier, your mental health is going to be boosted. It's, you know, so I truly believe in this. Try and apply it to your everyday life. Like, look at situations and go, right, you know, I get to choose what I think of this situation, and I get to choose what I'm like. You know, don't let someone say, well, you've been labelled as pessimistic. You don't have to be pessimistic for the rest of your life. You can be an optimist. You can be basically whatever you want. Or at least that's what I was told. So just, you know, go out there, be as happy as possible, be as positive as possible, start applying this to your everyday life, and if it helps, please let me know, and please share it with your friends. I hope you've enjoyed, and please like if you have, share, subscribe, comment, anything. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.